McInerney from Croaky here, and I'm at the International Medical Regulation Conference in Melbourne, and I'm talking to one of the Canadian representatives who will introduce herself in a much better way than I could.
Thank you very much. My name is Fleur-Ange Lefebvre, and I'm the Executive Director of the Federation of Medical Regulatory Authorities of Canada. It just so happens I'm also a past chair of the International Association of Medical Regulatory Authorities.
Well, welcome very much to Melbourne.
Thank you.
Now, you were here yesterday. We're just going to do a little bit of an update for people who haven't followed the conference yet. What were the main takeouts from you from yesterday, and could you perhaps describe what the sessions were about?
Well, we started off with a very interesting session where several countries used an example of a case where a physician was possibly warranting sanctions. And they took us through the progression of the case and asked us how we would deal with it. And of course, what always strikes us at these meetings is there are so many more similarities than differences. And then we moved into workshops, and there was a really good workshop on how you deal with trainees, on how you regulate trainees, and what are the advantages of regulating them, especially from a professionalism standpoint. The afternoon workshops focused on, I did the one on media relations, and that was also a lot to learn, again, more similarities rather than differences. And the closing plenary looked at really consumerism, what patients are expecting, how patients interact with regulators, and how regulators possibly need to modernize their structures and their approaches to deal with patient and consumer expectations in 2016.
How would you characterise the environment for regulators at the moment? Because of course we see the big headlines here of things going wrong. Is it, and there was a lot of talk about grappling with a new age really of transparency and consumer demands. Do you feel that it's a very turbulent time as it was described yesterday?
Turbulent is a strong word. I think in Canada what we're seeing is the public does have increasing expectations, but the regulatory authorities are moving more and more to an approach where there is transparency of information, where the public can have access without having to request the information. It's available on websites. Not everybody's at that stage. Canada is like Australia used to be. We have 13 medical regulatory authorities in the different provinces and territories. So it's not uniform yet. I do think we're going to see this kind of processes cascading around the world, but we're not all at the same place. For instance, some of the countries are doing quality assurance of medical practice, others are not there yet. That's the advantage of this conference, is that we get to learn from each other. Canada and Australia, for example, just have so much in common. Our geography, the fact that we have a large concentrated population in a very small part of the country and a very large part of the country with very few people living in it, which poses very similar challenges. But we're all dealing with the same issues. We're dealing with fitness to practice, we're dealing with physician health, we're dealing with public and government expectations of excellence in regulation.
And today it will be a real global look, and I presume we will go through many of those differences. What are you looking for today?
Today I'm looking for some ideas on how we can possibly work better with the medical education world. That's what I'm going to try and get out of today.
Well, it'd be good to catch up with you further on in the conference and see how it went.
It will be my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Fleur.
Thank you.